Welcome, Gunrunner.
Hello everybody, Kieran aka the Laird here, and I'm back with another magazine retrospective for you. And this one is very interesting indeed to me and hopefully to you, because I'd never heard of this magazine before until I actually got it. And you may have heard me talk about in some other magazine retrospective videos about the massive bundle of magazines I bought quite a while back now, and the fact I was still sorting through it, and I'm getting to the end of that now. I've looked at most of the stuff that was in that. I think I've only got maybe one more magazine to look at from that big stack after this one, I think, which I think is the Super Nintendo one, if I remember rightly. And I think I'm done with that big magazine stack. Apart from sequels to videos I've already done, because some magazines had lots of copies of the magazine. So I have been doing like part twos and part threes and stuff. So there will be some more of those for some of them. Like for example, Edge. I've got another one to do on Edge. Um, Another one to do on Super Play, was it, or one of those? Anyway, but you'll see them on the channel. So yeah, I won't go on and on. But yeah, when I got that big bundle, this magazine was in it, Gamers Republic, which I'd never ever heard of before. And one of the reasons why I'd obviously never heard of it is because it's actually an American magazine, but it was clearly sold in the UK. Because if you look at the two issues I've got, this has got the original American barcode where it says US $5.99, Canada $7.99, so the original North American barcode on it. Whereas the other one I've got here with the Rayman cover, that's got a sticker over the top saying Comag £3. So they'd obviously that's where it's been redistributed in the UK, and they've put a new barcode in. And obviously, that's who the distributor was. So yeah, so like EGM and GamePro and Die Hard Game Fan actually were all sold in some bigger news agents in the UK. On import, always very expensive, but this obviously was as well, but not so expensive because £3 is not that bad. So I've just got these two issues. Issue 5 from October 1988, March 1999, issue 10. I did have a look online, and on eBay there was only one I could see on eBay. That was it. So I don't think it was around for very long. Maybe two years, judging by the fact that these are separate years. This is 98 and 99. And it's also interesting in the fact that it's a magazine from an era that one I missed pretty much because I didn't really play video games at all between probably about 97. I kind of stopped playing them. I played them occasionally, but not really. My social life and work took over by that point. So I didn't really play many video games until sort of 97 onwards, really, for many, many years until um, probably about 2003 when I started getting into retro gaming, collecting again. But yeah, I didn't play a lot of games at all through that period of my life. So I kind of missed that Dreamcast, GameCube, PS2 generation. I never owned a single console in that generation, none of them. And yeah, didn't play a lot of games. I had friends with PS2s I played occasionally. I had a friend with a Dreamcast that I played occasionally, but not much, especially not once I lived abroad either, because during that period I also lived abroad for several years and didn't really do any gaming at all when I was lived abroad. My life was just too busy, too much social life. So we'll have a look at issue 5 first because that's the older of the two. So it'll be interesting for me to have a look at this as well. But if there are any Americans out there with memories of Gamers Republic, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. So it's a regular kind of sized magazine, probably a little bit smaller than a lot of them, with a nice hard binding. So this one seems to have a fold out cover. You can tell that because it's actually you can already see it's shorter than the pages. It's lucky the pages didn't get badly damaged. Actually, it usually happens. So look, Thrill Kill contains extremely graphic and violent scenes and subject matter. So yeah, it's the thing about Thrill Kill, which never came out. It got banned for being too bloody and violent. So that's kind of cool that that's in there actually. That advert for Thrill Kill on the PlayStation. That was very, very cool to see. And then it kind of just goes straight into an article about a game rather than having a contents page, which is very strange for a magazine from back then. I've never seen that in any magazine before. So it goes straight into Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. And then it kind of has the editorial there from Dave Halverson, whoever he is. And it lists all the other people who worked on it. And then we've got an advert for Bomberman World. So like most American magazines, it does have quite a few adverts in it. American magazines are very advert heavy, especially compared to UK magazines. So obviously here's our little preview section. So you've got some stuff about a Resident Evil game, Biohazard, and Dragon Quest 7. There's a nice advert for Magic Knight Ray Earth on the Saturn. And actually, because this is 98, the Saturn was actually starting to die out by that point. So it's kind of cool to actually even see something on the Saturn there, especially an advert there. So some other stuff there, previews. Crash Bandicoot preview. Another advert for this time for Nintendo 64. So Thunder Force 5 for PlayStation. That was on, I thought it was on Saturn as well, but maybe the Saturn version didn't come to America. Maybe the PlayStation version did. Quite possibly. Dead in the Water. There's a little bit about Dreamcast and some other stuff. So, database. So this is their top 10 games for each, not each system, but each person who works on the magazine lists their own top 10 games. Oh yeah, with the format next to them. So they've got like Saturn, PlayStation, Arcade. Someone's actually got a SNES game there. All at United Kingdom World Top 10 Games. So you've got a chart for the UK and a chart for Japan. So that's quite nice to see. Giving the UK a bit of credit there. Top best-selling Saturn titles, Nintendo 64 titles, PlayStation and PC. So they're the formats it covers, just those four, really. Look at that, putting salt on a bloody snail. Horrible, horrible. You'd never get away with an advert like that now. Everyone would say that was like animal cruelty. God, it just shows how things have changed, doesn't it? Some more adverts. World 9. That's a PlayStation game. Pen Trisalon. This sounds very, very strange. I'm not sure what feature that. Oh, Dreamcast it says. I wasn't sure. Godzilla Generations. That's Dreamcast as well. Not aware of that either. Blood 2. Oh, that'd be PC. Dragon Seeds. Castlevania 64. There we go. That's a preview as well. Colony Wars Vengeance by Psygnosis and Call Borders 3. So these are more previews. Deception 2 and Dirt. Metal Gear Solid. Big name game obviously there. Need for Speed 3. Brunswick Circuit Pro Bowling. Exciting. Cyberdeck. Strange sounding game. Not aware of that. And Rogue Trip. So is this more previews? It is. Got a lot of previews in this one then. Sin for PC CD-ROM. A preview again. Spyro the Dragon preview. Cool. I can't believe how much previews are in this. I mean, actually, seeing big previews in American magazines was quite common, especially compared to UK magazines. UK magazines have relatively small sections for previews. American magazines tended to go big on previewing and hyping games up. Then they kind of review them the month after in a little column and slack it off after hyping it up. Was not unusual. So all format previews, Tomb Raider 3, Winback, there's some other little bits and pieces there. There's some Crash Bandicoot, Final Fantasy 7 or 8. 8, yeah. Myth 2 Soul Blighter PC CD-ROM feature. So Bomberman Heroes. So we've got reviews here. So they give them like Video Game Critic actually. They give them a letter. So C+ for Bomberman Hero on the Nintendo 64. Cardinal Sin on the PlayStation got a C. Future Cop, that's PlayStation, and B. And Heart of Darkness, which is a great game, kind of the sequel to Another World, got A. Is that supposed to be an A? No, A minus. Okay, so give plus and minuses as well. Iggy's Wrecking Balls got B minus. Cartier got B. Penny Racers, Nintendo 64. Looks strange. Got a B though. Spice World, awesome. I know someone who worked on Spice World. I won't say who, but I know someone. He's quite embarrassed to have worked on it. C+. Tales of Destiny, B+. I don't know how low they go. I assume they go down to F, but I didn't see a guide to their scores. I haven't seen anything lower than a D yet. So that's Trap Gunner, that's PlayStation, and Thunder Force 5 PlayStation. If you go for B plus, I'll go a bit higher than that. And then they've got smaller reviews there. So G Darius got a B. Gex PC got a B. GT64 got a D. Didn't like that much, did they? Roscoe McQueen C. Urban Assault C. Team Lossy RC Racer C. Motocross Madness C. They give a lot of C's out, don't they? So Game Republic Sports. So a bit like EGM used to do this actually sometimes. Had a separate sports section for a while, didn't they? So PJ Golf Tour 99 on PC. NASCAR 99 Nintendo 64, which gave a C. Some games got ratings here and others haven't. NFL Blitz, that's it's got multi-format reviews. Yeah, the PlayStation B, Nintendo 64 B plus, Game Day 99 B plus, Madden 99. So again, PlayStation B, Nintendo 64 A minus. So they preferred the N64 version on that one as well. Metal Gear Solid advert. So World Republic says he's talking about imports and stuff, I suppose. Yeah, Ogre Battle 3, Nintendo 64, Sudoku 2, Nintendo 64. So interview with Square Enix. Talking about all their stuff. More of these Japanese imports. So there's Ragugans, whatever that is, Living Graffiti, Star Ocean, Justice Schools, Luna 2, Eternal Blue. That's Saturn. That's nice to see, Saturn game. There's not a lot of Saturn in this. Deep Fear on the Saturn as well. Brave Fencer, PlayStation. Blue Legend of Water, PlayStation. Lupin, Saturn. Watchenroder, that's Saturn. Silhouette Mirage, that's PlayStation. It shows there's still plenty of Saturn stuff coming out in Japan, doesn't it? Pokemon Stadium on Nintendo 64. Pointers Point 2, PlayStation. Overblood 2, PlayStation. Super Robot Spirits, PlayStation. There's plenty in that section then, isn't there? Is that a review of a manga? Yeah, it looks like it is. Top 5 anime, so anime manga. So what's this? This is Tips and Cheats. And then a few more adverts towards the back. Sectional music, that's quite funny to see. There's some game soundtracks in there. But also some regular music there. Like David Lee Roth Band. There's some stuff on what's out in cinemas. So Ronin, for example. And a load more adverts. And I've shut my door to keep all the cats out, and they're all going mad now scratching at the door, so hopefully the camera isn't picking that up, because it's really annoying me hearing them scratching constantly at the door. And this is our next issue. So this is from March 1999, issue 10, Rayman 2 for Dreamcast on the cover by the looks of things. So we're going to an advert again for Lands of Lore 3 by Westwood Studios. That's for PC, I assume. Yep. And then it doesn't actually start into a game. This one actually does go into the editorial section. So it's a different sequence to the other one, actually, which went into that kind of bit on Sonic Adventure right at the beginning. And then we've got our regular content. It's a much more traditional layout, but I don't know if the rest of the magazine is much different. I don't think it is. I only had a brief flick through. I didn't really look at it properly because I thought it'd be nicer to look at it properly as I did the video. So in many ways this isn't such a retrospective video because I'm kind of seeing this for the first time as well. So Sega's Suzuki shows us Shenmue stuff, which is exciting to see, and lots of other stuff on Dreamcast and stuff like that to show what it's all about. Advert for Castlevania. There's some other stuff. Adverts. Silver Star Complete. Lunar Silver Star Complete PlayStation. So there's our database again, like they did before, which is everyone's favourite games. And again, we've got the UK chart, Japan chart, and the best ones, still including Saturn. I think this is much later. Yeah, this is 1999, and they've still got Saturn there, which is really surprising, actually. I'm guessing Dreamcast wasn't quite out yet, so yeah, they were still previewing Dreamcast stuff rather than reviewing it. Although they have reviewed some stuff like Sonic Adventure. I mean, I'm guessing they had some import machines maybe. What was number one in the UK? Zelda Ocarina of Time, FIFA 99. That's crap, isn't it? So more about the Dreamcast. Obviously, big hyping it up, the Dreamcast there. So Rayman, this is our cover story. Actually, this is for PC, CD-ROM, and N64. It was the Dreamcast logo next to it that threw me off. Because obviously I didn't think that was an early Dreamcast game. But I liked the first Rayman. Didn't really like the sequels as much because obviously Rayman 2 went into 3D. I preferred the 2D Rayman. I was not good at it, but it looked a lot nicer in my opinion. Shenmue. So loads on Shenmue here. Obviously bigging that up. It was a good game though. Gex 3 Deep Cover Gecko. Sorry, multi-platform preview. Another advert you probably wouldn't get away with now because they'd probably say that was abuse because he looks like he's going to hit his wife there. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, PlayStation. Legend of Legaia, that's PlayStation preview. Soul of the Samurai, PlayStation preview. So lots of other little previews here. Descent 3, Alpha Centauri, Dirt, Rampage 2. Wasn't that Rampage World Tour? Looks like it, yeah. Seven Kingdoms, Warzone 2100 on the PlayStation. Actually, that's a PlayStation 1 game. That's a CD-ROM version, actually, PC CD-ROM. But I played that on the PlayStation. Because when I first came back to the UK from living abroad, I stayed with my mum for a while, and someone actually gave me a PlayStation 1 with a load of games. And that was one of the games, so that's quite cool, isn't it? I played that for a bit when I first moved in. I remember really liking that game. I still got that PlayStation somewhere actually that I was given. Sonic Adventure, so they've gone into that again. That's actually the other issue as well, isn't it? An early preview of it, so they've gone into it a lot more here. Obviously shown loads about it. PC CD-ROM feature, Total Annihilation Kingdoms. Giants, PC CD-ROM feature again. Quite a lot of PC CD-ROM in this one then. I guess it was coming quite a mainstream format by that time though. EA Canada, Beetle Adventure Racing, Rushdown, Need for Speed 4 and Street Skater. Legend of Zelda DX. Actually it's got some handheld reviews in it. The other one didn't. It's got Game Boy Color stuff. So that's cool to see because the other one didn't have that in it. Rogue Squadron, Nintendo 64. Snowboard Kids 2, Nintendo 64, so they've got A and B minus respectively. South Park, that's the Nintendo 64 version that got a B. I remember that being quite fun. Tail Concerto, B plus. My younger brother had an N64. Siphon Filter PlayStation, that was a really good PlayStation game actually. I liked that. That's a game I had, B plus. Turok 2, B minus. Uprising 2, B minus. So they're Nintendo 64 and PC. So it's a smaller views. Dark Vengeance, that's PC CD-ROM, C minus. Myth 2, A minus. Starcraft Brood Wars, A. Thief the Dark Project, B minus. Uprising X, that's 3DO. Whoa. Oh no, it's not on 3DO, it's developer 3DO. God, that threw me for a minute. I was thinking, God, 3DO is dead by that point. It's on PlayStation. They gave it a D plus, so I didn't like it much. King's Quest MOE there, B minus. Dead in the Water, PlayStation, D plus. This is where they put all the bad games, is it? Because they've got Monkey Hero D. I've still not seen them give anything lower than a D, so maybe D is as low as they went. Abe's Exodus, A minus. Charlie Blast, N64C. Nectaris, PlayStation, B minus. So Counterpoint, is this like where other people give the reviews or something? Yeah. Rogue Squadron, A minus. Snowball Kids 2, B minus. Siphon Filter, B plus. Yeah, they've already been reviewed, and then one of the other guys for the magazine is giving a different review with a different score then. So Contender, this is the sports section. Jeff Gordon Excess Racing, that's PlayStation. That got and PC. They haven't got a score for that, or Triple Play 2000 hasn't got a score either. But Contender got a C plus. NBA in the Zone 99, PlayStation. NCAA Final Four 99. Animaniacs 10-pin bowling alley. Okay. Arcade Corner, so it was an arcade JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And Star Wars Trilogy, which is a magnificent Sega arcade game. And what's this? Some other stuff. So LA Machine Gun, Sega, that was good. Evil Knight, Konami, Power Stone, Capcom, Gunbird 2, Psycho, Ray Crisis by Taito. So yeah, lots of cool arcade games there. World Republic, so talking about Team Evolution interview, talking about their Dreamcast projects. Gambear Goman and Ergies or something that's called, isn't it? It's meant to be quite a good game, I believe, on PlayStation. Street Fighter 03 and Mobile Suit Gundam PlayStation. Hard Edge PlayStation. Is there any Saturn import in this one? Doesn't look like it, does it? Doraemon 2 N64 incoming for Dreamcast. So there's this is what our movie and anime stuff in here. The pages are stuck together weirdly there, probably because of that poster. RC, so you can take that poster out. It's not in the scene. That's a really good way of doing it. I never saw magazines do it like that back in the day. First time I've seen that. It's a good way of doing a poster. Panzer Dragoon. More look, there's loads of anime in this one. Loads more than there was in the last one. There's codes and cheats and stuff. Gear Solid. More of that stuff. This one's actually got letters in the back there. Never saw that in the last one either. And a load more adverts by the looks of things. Loads more towards the back. The back is literally just all adverts, apart from a little bit on Thunder Force 5. And then more and more adverts. God, the whole back of the magazine's got so many adverts. So yeah, that's Games Republic. Actually quite a nice magazine. I can imagine that if I was had been gaming at that point, I would have quite liked this magazine because I really like the layout. It's really attractive to look at. Lots of content, lots in there. Looks like quite a nice magazine actually. But I'd love to hear your thoughts of it if you bought this back in the day and what you thought of it. Because obviously I can only speak as seeing this for the first time, and it would have been nice to hear from people who bought this, you know, when it was relevant and how it compared to other magazines that were around in that period. So if you did buy it back then, please let me know in the comments and what you thought of it. But as always, I've been the Laird. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again for another video very soon. Bye bye.